we're glad you made it back and that you continue to be a part of our platform and the things that we have going on here. And we appreciate you for being with us today virtually. So I know about your book because you have already been on one of our shows. But I want you to tell, first get into your writing journey. So what has been your writing journey and how did you come up with the book?
Well, I started. It was me talking to my master, talking to the Lord above, and I always think that, and I know that we were created on this earth, all of us, with a purpose. It's just that we have to figure out what that purpose is. So once I figured out what that purpose was, and I'd seen how I needed to affect or encourage young girls, that's where this book came to birth. I used to teach, and I used to teach high school students. I used to teach middle school students, and I used to teach elementary students. So I taught each and every one of the eras in school. And I watched young girls from kindergarten all the way up to their senior year. And I watched how they entangled with other children. And when you're that close to children, you see things. You see things that maybe they may not want you to see and understand, but you do. Because some things that happen in home or at home, it affects our kids. Our kids need to be encouraged, especially our young girls. They need to be encouraged, and they need to know that the purpose that they have on this earth is God's gift to them. See, people don't understand. Unique. My book is called Unique because uniqueness is beauty, and it's a gift of power. So our young girls need to know those two things. They're beautiful, and they have the power. See, we're born with that power. We just have to learn how to use that power. I want to instill in young girls that they are winners. I want them to have that winning attitude. And if you don't mind, I have 5 traits about that winning attitude I want to share
Oh,
with the
absolutely.
audience. That first trait is self-awareness. See, we all, young girls and old girls, we all have to be honest with ourselves to know our strengths and our weaknesses. Because even though it's a weakness, you can combine it with that strength and it can become one. The second trait is focus. Young girls need to know that they have to focus on one thing at a time. You can't do everything and think you're going to get a good result. You have to focus on one thing at a time. So if you want to be a track star, you need to focus on what it takes to run that race. You can't be sitting over here dancing and be sitting over here and crafting, and you got to focus on what you want to do. That third trait is confidence. Keep your eyes on your dreams and be confident within inside yourself that you can do anything. The fourth trait is toughness. Now, I'm not talking about going out there and fighting people, but I'm talking about the toughness of knowing that you have to be disciplined within yourself. You can't have any indulgences. See, young girls, young boys and young girls, they have people that are influencing them to do things and take them out of that realm of what they really want to do. You might want to be a nurse. Just say, this is for the older girls. This is for the girls 13, 14. You might want to be a nurse. You need to figure out what you have to do, what classes you need to take to pursue that dream of being a nurse. So if you have a biology test today, you can't let your friends call you and say, hey girl, we going to the park. You have to have enough um, endurance for yourself to say, look, okay, I understand and I love you to death, but I got a test to study for. So that's where the discipline comes in. And then the fifth thing that young girls need to do is have a plan. Have a game plan. See, we can recognize that being talented in some things is not enough. You have to have a plan as well. See, I know girls that's 10, 11, 12 years old can braid hair. I'm talking about need to be in somebody's shop. That's how good they are. But if that's what they want to do in their future, then what is your next plan? What is your next plan? What classes do you have to take? See, people don't even realize that dealing with hair is also dealing with chemistry, because those are chemicals that you're using in other people's hair. So you have to take science classes, you have to take math classes before you even go to the next stage. So that's your game plan. Have a game plan in whatever you want to do, and you can be whatever you want to be. So I didn't mean to just talk.
Oh no, no, no! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's a part. I mean, as I was saying earlier, part of being an author is being the eyes and the ears, and the voice for people, and to really help guide them. It's a big work. I mean, it doesn't even matter what genre you write in. I know when a book is good when I can put myself in that book, or when I can see myself in that book. When you were talking, I felt like I had to sit up a little taller because, and really, even though this book is written toward young people, it, like you said, old girls too, definitely need to hear that story as well. So I like unique, especially in the time now where everybody, it seems like they want to fit in, they want to follow. Social media, I think it's created more followers than it has leaders. And even on social media, you know, we're followed, you have followers, you have friends, or you have everything, but it doesn't say, okay, let's a bunch of leaders get together. So I think, you know, with all the challenges, like TikTok and all this thing where it encourages you, let's do something like everybody else does. So it's important to have that story unique. And
It
so, no, go ahead.
No, I was saying it really, really is, and that is so true because a lot of those things on social media are not good for our children. And that's where parents, guardians, counselors, mentors, teachers come in because we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility as adults to let our girls know what is right and what is wrong. We have a responsibility to let those young girls know, no matter what your circumstance is, you have to dream big. Because, I mean, just looking at some of the things on social media, I know I'm old school, but it's a shock to me to see they don't have any values or morals. They don't have any place to stop. It's like whatever somebody does, they want to do it. And that's what I hope that Unique is teaching girls, that you can be different and you can be unique and powerful just by being yourself. You don't have to follow anybody. Because most times when we follow people, the people that we following 10 years down the line, we probably wish we never even followed them. you know, I mean, it's like being in school. I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of bullying in school. I really don't remember. In my time, I don't remember a lot of bullying in school. But I do remember people had their cliques. You had your, different kind of cliques. I was a band geek, so I was in the band mostly. But I mean, it was just certain types of cliques that people dealt with. But I really don't remember anybody just bullying somebody because they didn't have enough, or they looked different, or their hair was different. And the times have changed, and there's already so much going on in the world. We don't need that extra in our lives. So I think if we teach our girls to love themselves, to have empathy on other people, to be powerful, to be leaders, not followers, but leaders, have people following you for the right reason, then we can make a change. We can make a change.
Definitely. I would love to hear some of your of with that book. So we know you wrote the book, and how long did it take you to write the book? When was it published? And I often ask authors, what was your intention for the book? Where do you see that book going?
Well, the book was published this year, February of this year, and I had my first book fair in February as well, and everything was looking great. Then, we had a bad little girl come along called Corona, and she just changed everything. I was sitting up one night. This is actually what made me write the book, because I mean, like I said, I was a teacher, so I've always been enthused with little girls and how they think, and what their dreams were. But I was sitting up one night looking at the news, and it broke my heart. A 13-year-old girl took her life because somebody was bullying her. That broke my heart right there, because her life was gone because of somebody else's actions. But it had to start from somewhere. What I what made me write this book is my mother was an educator, as well. She was an educator for 42 years. And my mother, me being the only girl and the baby, she used to tell me every morning, you get up, you look in that mirror, and you tell yourself you're smart, you're intelligent, you're beautiful, you can do anything that you set your mind to. And I used to tell myself that every morning. And one thing I do know, what comes out of here is heard up here. And once this starts believing it, can't nobody do anything and tell you anything. So I felt like if I wrote a book where girls can read encouraging words to themselves, wonderful affirmations to themselves, showing them what they can be in this world, then one day they would be the same way. And no matter what somebody tells you or what somebody says about you, long as you know who you are, it won't be anybody taking their life. It won't be anybody losing out in this world. That 13-year-old girl has so much, I'm pretty sure, to live for. But because of somebody else's words, and I want young girls to know, other people's words don't matter. It doesn't matter what somebody else say. Now, I'm not going to say what the elderly people used to say, words don't hurt, because words do hurt. But you have to put it in your heart and your mind that I'm not going to listen to what they say because I already know who I am. And that's where we have to come in and encourage our young girls to know who they are, love themselves. But that's why I wrote the book, to hopefully help somebody change the way they think about themselves, and then maybe can break a cycle and have a better future.
Awesome. We're going to close out the session in a minute and jump on to our next, but we'd love to hear a few minutes of the book, maybe about 2 minutes of a special part that you wanted to share.
Okay.
And then we're going to get ready to close out our first session
Okay.
and hop on over to the next.
Well, I would be happy uh, to do that. Uh, I think I'm going to have to put the phone down a minute because I'm holding the phone, but I'm going to have to I'll put it down, but I'm going to make sure you can see the book. Okay.
Okay.
Can you still? See
Uh
there? See, I told you the devil is the look. We're not gonna let the devil mess with us today. Okay. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. So this is just a portion of the book, and I'm starting in the middle. It says, I am funny. I am strong. I can laugh and I can cry. I can reach for the sky. I can make a difference in my community. I can make a difference in my neighborhood. I can make a difference in the world. I love me because I am different. I love my hair that's kinky, woolly, straight, and curly. I love my skin that's dark, cocoa brown, and pale. I am a girl of color who is free to be me.
I love that. I love that.
And I have a picture in the back that shows this is me. I love that picture because that's girls. Beautiful, beautiful girls
That's awesome.
that can make a difference.
That is awesome. So if you want to connect with Author Lane Bird,
Could you hear me?
I could hear you perfectly.
Could you hear me?
I can hear. We could hear you and see you. If you want to connect, we're gonna put your graphic up on the screen. And so just take out your smart device, scan on over there. Make sure you visit and learn all about Unique and the beautiful story. I love the graphics. The girls are really, really cute. The way they're kind of hanging in there. So definitely connect with Author Lane Bird. Read about Unique, and remember that you are unique, and we all have a gift. So we're going to get ready to go into our second hour. I just want to remind our authors that are with us today that you need to go to the second link as we go into our second hour and be ready and meet us on the other side. So make